Hello, my name's Katie Anderson, I'm 25 and I studied early years education at South Essex College, and this is my story. The college offered exactly the course that I wanted to do. I wasn't sure 100% that I wanted to be a teacher, so I chose a subject that covered all areas of education, so there was lots of different job options at the end. It was the best thing I've ever done, actually. That sounds really cheesy, but if I hadn't have picked that degree and gone to that university, so many options wouldn't have been available to me. And it was really scary applying for uni, and it was a big change because I was working full time and I was starting a career, and I thought I wasn't heading in the right direction, and I decided just to go for it and study this degree, and it was scary, but it was definitely worth it. I started my degree expecting to become a primary school teacher, so I knew that I had to have a degree to become one, so I thought, right, I'll do it in what I want to do. And I've always loved education, but right from when I was at school, did my work experience in a school, and spent lots of time working in primary schools and volunteering. Then once I finished, I thought about everything that I had experienced. So I had worked on a farm, and I'd also worked for the forest school, and combined I decided I wanted to start my own farm school, which used the ethos of learning outside, children directing sessions, very, very child-led and very practical. There's a lot of children that don't necessarily learn in a classroom environment, so I wanted to make sure that those children had the option to learn practically. And also my dissertation focused on outdoor education and how children are going through, they're losing touch with nature and they're losing touch with the outdoors, and I wanted to make a change. Especially children don't know where their food comes from, they don't know how to be sustainable, and I really wanted to promote that. I want to promote that in schools, I want to promote that privately to children, and that's what Muddy Boots Farm is all about. It's about learning, but it's about learning in a fun way and learning hands-on. And then I started this, and that's where I am now. Muddy Boots Farm is it's an educational smallholding, so it's a working farm. I sell meat, I sell eggs, I rescue animals, it's pets and it's produce. But what we also do on the farm is we invite children aged 5 to 12, and they come and learn on the farm in a hands-on way. So they help collect the eggs, they help muck out the pigs, they help groom the pigs, they walk the goats, they put hay out for the sheep, they do everything. And while they're doing that, they're constantly learning about where their food comes from, how to look after animals, how to work as a group, how to work with different aged children. There's so much they can pick up from here, and I think it gives a real confidence boost, and it makes children want to be outside and want to learn in a fun way. When I was 18, I left college, I had my A-levels, and I thought, I'm going to go and do a degree because that's what everyone does, and I felt pressure to do it. And if I'd have gone and done it at 18, I didn't end up doing it at 18. I think it would have been the wrong time, I would have chosen the wrong course. But what happened is I grew up and I realised what I wanted to do, and I realised that some people at 18 are completely ready to go to university and they should go and do it, but they shouldn't do it if they're not ready. And I'm so glad I waited, because when I did do my degree, I was 100% committed. I knew exactly the course I wanted to do and where I wanted to be. I started my degree when I had a full-time job. I got to the point where I just thought, this isn't for me, and every day I was waking up and I wasn't enjoying it anymore. And I didn't live at home at the time, so there was a big pressure on paying rent. So I knew I had to earn money, but it's completely doable, and I definitely don't regret it one bit. And you know, if it's what you want to do, you make it work. You might have to make compromises, but it's worth it. So if you're thinking about it and you're in a full-time job, just go for it. When I started my degree, I had to find a part-time job, and in a town a few miles away from me, a job came up in a cafe 3 days a week, and I took it. From that, I moved out of the cafe into their office, and I started managing their accounts and their social media, and then I started working in the office, and now I'm their business manager. When they had some land come up for rent, I approached them and asked them if maybe I could run my forest school from there. And they're completely behind me. They're honestly the best bosses I've ever had in my life. I rented my house on the farm as well when I was doing my degree. And just so many doors have opened since then because of them. and I can't thank them enough. Honestly, without them I wouldn't have my house, I wouldn't have a job, and I wouldn't have my farm. So, and if I hadn't have left my job and come and done a degree at South Essex College, I would never have even stumbled across this farm or even come to Burnham where I live, and now I've got it all, so.